RB Leipzig might be the most hated team in Germany, but you can't knock their strategy. Buy young players, develop them, and sell them for a lot of money whilst winning silverware like German Cup in 2022 and in 2023. Now Benjamin SESKO is heavily linked to Newcastle, and they apparently want up to 80 million for him. Xavi SIMONS is close to signing a 7-year deal with Chelsea for around 60 million it seems. But Leipzig isn't just watching this happen. They already signed Bakayoko from PSV Eindhoven for just 18 million. Jan Diomande, an 18-year-old winger, has been signed for 20 million, and watching preseason footage of him, he looks class already. Topped out with the signings of Banzuzi and Maksimovic for their midfield, and Leipzig look to be right back to business. Over 92 million spent so far in the transfer window, which will easily be recouped once they sell SIMONS and SESKO. Last season, Leipzig only finished 7th though, so no European football for them could mean a strong push into the top 4 is necessary in the new season to make things right. To get an understanding of how Leipzig actually end up in that 7th position, let's take a quick little look into their performances this season individually. Benjamin SESKO, 20 goals and 5 assists. Pretty decent actually. At the age of 21, he's performing really well for this team. Now obviously heavily linked to Newcastle United as an Alexander Isak replacement, and Manchester United is interested again because they obviously still need a striker, and United was already interested in him back when he was at Salzburg scoring goals against Liverpool in the Champions League, I remember. So that's going to be an interesting one. He's at the top of the list. Then it's Openda, 25 years old, 84 rated, has done an amazing job in Belgium in the league, then moved over to France, has done really well there, and now at Leipzig he's had his moments, 19 goal contributions. Then you have Xavi SIMONS, 32 games played, a bunch of injuries obviously, 10 and 7 though, so that is pretty good. But Leipzig are looking to lose 2 of their best top 3 goal scorers, so that is not good. And if you look at the rest of the team, it's a centre-back with the 4th most goals in the team. Then it's Baumgartner, who is obviously somewhat talented, but people expected a little bit more. You have Yusuf Poulsen, who has been here for such a long time, career mode legend of mine. And then you have an extremely talented Antonio Nusa, left wing, 10 goal contributions last season. He will need to step up his game further. Looking at the starting 11 of Leipzig, we are looking at a team that is going to be losing a striker. I don't think that Yusuf Poulsen is going to be playing in the upcoming season, so I'm fully assuming Openda is going to be the lone striker next year, and they're going to be switching from the 4-2-2 or the 4-4-2 that they have been using in this past season. And looking at this squad again, if Xavi SIMONS goes, which I'm fully expecting, Ouedraogo is the backup in that sense. Look, don't get me wrong, he's an extremely talented player. At Schalke, he was amazing, but then he picked up an ACL injury, if I'm not mistaken, and you know, some players, like Florian Wirtz, recover from it and have a ridiculous season, but some players don't. So we'll have to see how that works out for him. Then you have players like Baumgartner who can play in those positions as well. You have Vermeeren, who has now been signed permanently next to Seiwald. That is a good combination to have. You also have another great midfielder in Sava Schlager, who is a very, very good player in my opinion. I really like him. And then you have Nusa, obviously, who can play in this team too. But I believe going into the next season, we'll have to switch it up to a 4-2-3-1, something like that for Leipzig. Going into the next season, I am making all the transfers happen that should happen in the upcoming weeks, and also the ones that have already been done. We're looking at Xavi SIMONS leaving to Chelsea for about 60 million euros. SESKO moving over to Newcastle for about 75 million euros. Moriba, who was out on loan, has now actually joined Celta Vigo permanently for just 6 million. And Yusuf Poulsen apparently has actually left this team to join Hamburg for just 1 million euros. And now we're bringing in the new signings. Fink Greffe, who has joined from Köln, is coming in for 4 million, showing great potential, which we do like. Banzuzi is coming in at the rating of 72, center midfielder, showing great potential as well, but he is 6'3", could be a true giant in this team. And Jan Diomande has no picture in the game, but I made sure to include it now that you guys can see he is a left wing / striker. I'm personally fully expecting him to get a massive upgrade going into the next season. He starts at like a 66. I pushed him up to a 73 because genuinely watching him play, I'm like, there's no way this guy's a 66. So he goes up to a 73. He's an exciting prospect. I'm telling you, lads, remember the name. He's going to be sold for at least 60 million down the line. And then Bakayoko joins at an 80 rating, just 22 years old. What a player this will be for Leipzig. I'm so excited to see him play in Germany. One more, let's not forget, Andre Silva was purchased by Leipzig at some point for a lot of money, but now he's apparently going to be joining Werder Bremen on a permanent deal, so I sold him as well. Actually, also just found out that Elgif Elmas has been out on loan at Torino, and now they want to sign him permanently for about 17 million. They are negotiating currently. I have just found out Leipzig might actually keep this formation with 2 strikers. Let me show you why. A Brazilian striker at the age of 23 who has 16 goals and 9 assists in a Turkish league. This is Romulo from Göztepe, a team with incredible fans, by the way. He's coming in for 24.5 million. Apparently, Leipzig are heavily linked in signing him, and that is quite impressive. They keep finding these talents out there somewhere that they could turn into a lot more profit down the line. He comes in at a 78 rating. By the way, Timo Werner is back as well. I'm fully assuming they're gonna try and sell him, but anyways, Romulo is here. I also had to import his picture into the game because he doesn't have a picture in the game. So yeah, there you go. 23 years old, 80 pace on him, 77 shooting, 77 dribbling, 6'4". As you guys know, SESKO was an absolute giant, so this would be a like-for-like replacement, possibly. 3-star skill moves, 3-star weak foot. Quite an interesting player that has done quite well in Turkey and now could continue his journey in Germany. Apparently, Leipzig want to sign Chukwuemeka from Chelsea in return for basically letting go Xavi Simons. It's not going to be involved within the deal for Xavi Simons, but once that deal goes through, Leipzig are hoping that Chelsea, can be a bit admirable towards them when it comes to not paying too much for Chukwuemeka. This is a player that was loaned out to Borussia Dortmund, though, and apparently Dortmund want to get him back, but only on a loan deal, which is kind of hindering the fact that Chelsea are letting him go again because they want to do a full-on sale. At Dortmund, he actually played, 18 games or 10 games in the Bundesliga from what I'm seeing, and obviously, that's not a lot. Like, he didn't get that much playtime over there. And at Leipzig, there is a position that clearly is opening up that he could take over. He could be the main man in that cam position, only competing against Ouedraogo for that spot possibly. So you have a good choice to make here, and Leipzig is a really good stepping stone. All right, guys, I'm going to be changing the formation with this team. I'm switching to a 4-1-2-1-2 wide. That way, I'll actually be able to implement all these players that Leipzig assigned and put the best players into the best spots. That means Bakayoko goes into the right midfield position. Nusa takes over left midfield, Chukwuemeka plays in the cam spot, and Schlager is gonna hold down the CDM position for us with Romulo and Openda up top, playing as a 2. I really like this, Apparently, Leipzig are also very interested in a talented centre-back from Anderlecht. This is Giancarlo Simic. 8 million. We have gone ahead and paid for this kid to join us. 72 rated at the age of 20. Yes, I overpaid a little bit possibly, but still a very, very good talent that Leipzig could once again turn into a very expensive player. 6'1" tall. He has the bruiser play style on him. One of the players that I actually really enjoy buying into my career mode as well. So this makes a lot of sense for a team like Leipzig. We're going to put him onto the reserves here and maybe even send him out on loan. Loan deals have gone through. Ouedraogo returns to Schalke to get some playtime because obviously Chukwuemeka and Baumgartner are going to be competing for that cam position. And we have let go Simic over to Middlesbrough. He's going there for 2 years. Bichiabo is moving back to France to get playtime there. And Banzuzi is moving to Salzburg. That makes sense, doesn't it? Happens all the time. It's finally time to test the team against Borussia Dortmund. I didn't want to face Bayern Munich straight away. Openda and the lads have set themselves up so that Romulo can score his first goal 3 minutes in. Is that the start of a beautiful career for the Brazilian at Leipzig? Well, my opponents did not give up, obviously, and Julian Brandt falls on his face as I get a penalty that my lookalike Emre Can is easily slotting past my keeper. Dortmund is back into the game. And they kept going. 24 minutes in, a big shot from Maximilian Bayer comes off the post. And that woke me up. Bakayoko, the new signing, goes for Openda, who finishes it. 2-1 after just 37 minutes. But luckily, that was actually the end result. We have beaten Borussia Dortmund 2-1. Big surprise at the end of the season. Leipzig find themselves in a second position. But even bigger surprise is that Leverkusen has won the title, now with Erik ten Hag at the helm, and Dortmund in third, and Bayern Munich somehow only in the fourth position. Mainly due to the fact that they had 14 draws, but only 2 losses. So they have done really well there in terms of losses, but way too many points dropped in draws. So next season, I'm fully expecting a huge comeback from Bayern Munich. But let me show you something. German Cup, we played in the finale and the team lost. I played in the Bundesliga against Dortmund and I beat them 2-1, and now they beat us 2-1. So no silverware for us, is what I thought initially. Because apparently Leipzig play in the Conference League. I had no idea about that. I thought if you get 7th in Germany, you don't actually play Europe. I never get this thing. Like, I look at league tables and I'm like, okay, it shows like the top 6 get Europe. And all of a sudden, 7th is Europe as well. Anyways, here we are, lads. And we are in the final against Manchester United. And yes, I will play that one. But hey, before we do that, take a look at Romulo. He is up to an 82. Openda on an 86. Chukwuemeka 83 rated at this stage. Nusa up to an 80. Bakayoko 83. Schlager up by a +1. Orban is still leading the line at the back. He's now 82 rated, but 33 years old. Catrauda at right back doing a decent job. I absolutely loved him at Feyenoord at centre back and right back. And then Gulashi is down to an 82. I believe he was higher rated. Hopefully Van der Voort can take over. He should be able to, but if he isn't, we'll have to make a replacement there. And I'm pretty happy with the growth of the team in general. Done really well this season. And the top scorer is Openda, 40-3. He's now 86 rated. Romulo 20-3, Bakayoko 15-11, Chukwuemeka first season 10-14. Love that. But let me tell you something. Until we win the Bundesliga title every single season here with Leipzig, we have to let go of one of our starting 11 players, because that is just what Leipzig do. They build up players and they sell them for good money. And until they get to a position where they are actually one of the best teams in the league, I need to go ahead and make some sales. What I actually need to do is score some freaking goals. I'm up against Manchester United in the Conference League finale, and I tried so hard. I made up so many good chances, but we couldn't score initially. 37 minutes in, Xerxes gets a chance of his own in some way. I don't know how the hell that happened. But we are still pushing forward. Openda, Romulo, Chukwuemeka, beautiful football, great strike onto the woodwork, and here it goes. Fergie time, basically. 88 minutes in. Xerxes, first time finish. Manchester United take the lead, and there is no way for me to come back into this in time. That means Bruno Fernandes is lifting the trophy. United beat me, and it's painful. Looks like I don't even have to decide which player is leaving us, because AC Milan triggered the release clause of Openda. 123.4 million they have now paid for him. He's actually been linked to Inter, so that's quite an interesting thing happening right there. Openda is gone. Romulo now turns into a lone striker up top, giving us more variability in our team when it comes to the formation choices. The hell? So I'm thinking we drop the 2-striker formation, move to a 4-2-1-3, and welcome a youngster into our CDM. It's either Vermeeren or Seiwald fighting for the position. I'm going to give it to Seiwald initially. He's 25 years old, a bit more experience in him, 5'11" tall, and some great play styles on him too. So hopefully this helps us stabilize our defense. If Romulo ends up doing extremely well, we need a backup that could take over if Romulo is being sold for a lot of money. This is Stasin, a player that I have discovered for myself just this year. Playing for Saint-Etienne, 34 games, and he has 21 goal contributions. 14 of them being goals, 7 of them being assists. This is quite an interesting player to look at. Down the line, this could be someone that plays in a much bigger team than Saint-Etienne. No hate. Saint-Etienne at one point was a great team, but not anymore. And we're bringing him in to take over his spot on the bench at a 78 rating, 81 pace on him, 80 shooting, 80 dribbling, 6 foot tall, 3-star weak foot, 2-star skill moves. We can build this guy up to be something great down the line. Let's spice things up, shall we? I got a bunch of these packs right here. 2025 Premier League players, and I'm going to buy one of the players that is in this pack. So here we go. What do we have here? Let me just quickly sort this out because for whatever reason, these ones are like just the wrong way around all the time. So I'm not going to look at the actual players. I'm just going to sort it. So here we go. Ooh, Edozie. You know what? That would kind of fit into the whole Leipzig thing. What does that say? Hypersonic. Edozie, you want to join Leipzig, pal? Yep, we can make that happen. Who else? Okay, we got a stadium in there. We got Ait Nouri just joined Man City. Wouldn't happen. Then we have Stewart. Okay. Mikolenko, not so much. Doku, too expensive. Hey, you know what? I'm getting myself Edozie. And honestly, this is one of the best deals I've done so far. Edozie is joining us for Timo Werner plus 4 million. I got rid of Werner and got myself a talent. Great deal. He comes in at a 75 rating, which is the same as Diomande, but luckily both of these guys are right-footed, so I'm going to just go ahead and change one of them to a right winger, and I'm going to start selling a bunch of players now. I need to trim this squad down. Sales are done. Henrys leaves for 26.6. Baku 18.6. Haidara 13.5. TDM Gomes for 1.4. And all the low-rated youngsters that we had in the team that we, yes, could have built up over the years, I've let go some of them because they were just taking up space. I'm not going to say I told you so, but I told you so. Bayern Munich came in first. 75 points. They have won the title, and we are coming in into that second position once more. Still no Bundesliga title to show. Still the danger of losing some of our best players moving forward. The starting 11, however, is looking very nice as Bakayoko is blowing up in his rating, up to an 87 at this stage, which is obviously very impressive. And now our star player, Romulo 85, Chukwemeka 85, Nusa up to an 83. We have the CDMs looking solid. Actually, Vermeeren has taken over Zijvald now in terms of rating, so I'm assuming he's playing. Defensively, Orban dropped to an 80 rating. We do have Klostermann to cover, but that is the next position that we definitely need to sign someone for. And the goalkeeping spot, Gulashi at the age of 37 is still doing a decent job. But Van der Voort is ready to take over. He's on an 81 now, so I'm going to put him into the starting 11 at the age of 25. Pretty much perfect for him to get going. And on the bench, Stasin, Edozie, Diomande, we're looking very good there. And our best player this season, Romulo, 32 goal contributions, Bakayoko with 25, Diomande performing really well on that left wing. I love to see that. And now, my friends, Nusa is leaving us. Diomande showing that he can play on that left wing, and we need to let go of a starting 11 player. This just makes sense. Until we win the Bundesliga title, we'll have to keep this going. We're still a selling club. Seems like he's joining Liverpool to replace Luis Diaz. 56 million in the bank account. Just realized that a bunch of the players that we had loaned down in the first season are now back. Banzuzi, 78 rated, 22 years old. Finkgräfe up to a 77, 23 years old. Simic, 76 rated. Uedrogo up to a 78. And the French centre-back is up to a 77. El Shadail, what a freaking name. He could take over the position, but he's a bit too low rated. I still need to sign another centre-back. A centre-back was needed, and PSV Eindhoven is the team where we got Xavi SIMONS from, right? So I decided, let's go for Flamingo from PSV Eindhoven. 28 million for this defender to walk into our club. He comes in at a rating of 80 at just the age of 24. So he's going to be competing against Klostermann. He's going to be competing against the other one, Orban, there as well. But Flamingo comes in right-footed, 6'1", and look at these playstyles. Power header, long ball, intercept, anticipate, slide tackle, aerial, which basically just tells me if I can get this guy's rating up, he's going to be one of the best centre-backs in the game. Baumgartner requested a transfer. I'm selling him for 22.5 million. Goodbye, buddy. Enjoy Lazio. Yet again, no Bundesliga title for Leipzig. 62 points, just about making it into the top 4 ahead of Leverkusen. The German Cup will also not belong to us. But we have done quite well in the Champions League, making it up to the quarterfinals and just losing to Atletico Madrid. So slowly, at least we're making progress in Europe. In terms of the starting 11, the attack in terms of Romulo, Chukwuemeka and Bakayoko is world class. And no wonder we made it that far in the Champions League. Left wing, Diomande is working on it. He's only 21 years old, up to an 82. Schlager has been so impressive. Now 30 years old, 86 rated. Vermeeren is trying to catch up in that sense. Flamingo up to an 83. Van der Voort up to an 85, taking over his position. And on the bench, we have players being built up in the nicest of ways. But again, we're in a situation where we will be losing out on one of our starting 11 players because we didn't win the Bundesliga again. This season, we're losing out on our midfield general. It is Schlager leaving us, 86 rated. It's going to be tough to replace him. Manchester City, you have not played this guy often enough. I've received 70 million for Schlager, and I've spent 50 on, of course, Nico Gonzalez. The former FC Porto midfielder needs a new home, and I thought this would make a lot of sense for us. He comes in just one rating below Schlager, so we are not losing that much strength in the starting 11. He does have a different style of play though. 73 pace, 72 shooting, which is already great for a CDM, but then 82 passing, 81 defending, 83 physicality, standing 6'2" tall. I really like this signing for our team. But at this stage, lads, I'm going to need you to win the Bundesliga. Come on. I want to stop being done with, like, selling players. And finally, Leipzig have won the league title with 80 points, 55 on the goal difference. Exceptional work. No, the cup doesn't belong to us. And at Champions League, Real Madrid kicked us out in the quarterfinals. But most importantly, look at our starting 11. Bakayoko on a 90 rating now. The first one to get there. Romulo is going to get there soon enough. Diomande up to an 85. Let's go and check out the stats. Who has been the top scorer? The Brazilian? Yes, 36 and 6. Diomande 24 and 11. Bakayoko 21 and 17. Chukwuemeka with 20 goal contributions from that cam position. Now I want all the big trophies. Let's attack the Champions League. We have truly become a powerhouse in Germany, specifically the Bundesliga. 84 points to win the league title again. Only 2 losses. And somehow we still haven't won the German Cup, which obviously Leipzig had won in 2022 and 23. So it's fun that I'm not able to win it. But hey, don't worry about that stuff. We beat the likes of Borussia Dortmund in the quarterfinals, a round in which we got kicked out twice so far. In the semi-finals, we beat Juventus 3-2 on aggregate. And now we're facing Napoli in the final. That is going to be quite an interesting matchup. And look, it all worked out. At the end of the day, Diomande now 88 rated, Romulo 91, Bakayoko 92, Chukwuemeka on a 91, Vermeeren and Gonzalez looking solid, Flamingo up to an 87, lowest rated defender. The rest of the defense looks impeccable. Van der Voort up to an 89 as well. And we have a very, very strong bench as well, which I'm very happy with. So this Leipzig team, despite having to sell their top players over and over again, have managed to get to where they are at now. And this season, Romulo, 57 goal contributions in 56 games. This 6'4" giant is surely playing for the Brazilian national team at this point. And Diomande, hey, 45 goal contributions from left wing. I am loving it. So Napoli, here we go. I wish there was actually an option for EA pre-match to just show my opponent's team quick. I don't want to watch the full intro. Just let me see the team and that's it. I don't need to go ahead and look at it in the pre-match analysis. It's much nicer to have the proper graphic in-game, but you have to wait so long to actually see it. Anyways, let's try and beat this squad right here of Napoli. We seem to have a king on the right midfield. Osimhen back at Napoli. Big chance wasted. Wow, beautiful play. Trinkao's through. Osimhen. Oh, my tackle is somehow not a penalty. I am actually very much surprised about that. Should have been a pen. Wow, we're seeing some insane passes now from Napoli. That guy has just played 2 backheel passes. Osimhen nearly scored. I need to step up my game. You know what? I have an idea. I think I'm switching to a 4-4-2 holding, lads. I'm going to drop Chukwuemeka from the starting 11. All right, I'm sorry, pal. We're going to put Diomande onto the left wing, and I'm going to bring on Stasin. I need 2 strikers. It worked so well when I played initially with this team. So let's see how this goes in the Champions League finale. It could be the best decision or the worst I've made. Down the right we go. Stasin wants the ball. He's not going to get it initially. There you go. Stasin does well. Romulo. Lots of strength. Romulo. Ah, come on. Keltrauda, I needed you. You have to be kidding. 75 minutes in, I concede. Napoli score, 15 minutes to go. Come on now. Down the right. Come on. 1-2s. 1-2s. Yes. Stasin. I have no idea what to do. Yes, Bakayoko. Lift it. Romulo, please. This heading in this game is so broken. 87 minutes in. I need a hero. I absolutely need a hero. Oh, that's a good ball. Nico Gonzalez, can you be my hero? Oh my God. Hold on a second. He might just be. Romulo. Yes. 90+1. The Brazilian scores. And we're still part of this Champions League final. I can't believe that. The bench is clear. A huge moment for the team. Nico Gonzalez, you hero. And now that the ref blows the whistle for full time, this is the time for us to make some changes. All right. Diomande, I freaking love you, but I'm going to have to put Edozie on. He's coming on in this game. Banzuzi comes on for Femirin. Maybe it kind of helps. I'm going to switch it to a more... I think I'm going to switch into a 4-4-2 flat so that Banzuzi can take part in the attacks here as well. And Romulo, I'm taking you out and putting Uedraogo up top. I'm hoping this is the right choice. Beautiful pass. Bakayoko. There he goes. Gonzalez again. He's looking for Stasin. He might just find him. Oh my God. Bro, Nico Gonzalez, you're insane. Bakayoko. Yes, Bakayoko. I'm loving this. Gonzalez! Nico Gonzalez! You have to be kidding! He has single-handedly changed the outcome of this game. What an absolute monster of a player. I never thought he could be this important. No. Stop it! Oh my God. That could have been it. Oh no. Xavi, what the hell are you doing at Napoli, man? Stop it. End the game. No way. Are they actually going to be scoring here? That's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. I cannot even speak. That's how insane this is. How did they just pull this off? King, Fulham's centre midfield talent, I believe it is. He scores and we're basically going to be going into penalties. I haven't lost a Champions League final in a long time, but today might be the day, lads. Stasin, lots of power. Good accuracy. Reyes, left, left, left. Oh, wow. He actually chipped me. That is insane. Flamingo, my center back. Bangs it. Simi Kulutsoy. Oh, he goes with the weirdest penalty and still scores. Nico Gonzalez, my hero. Scores. Burkhardt. Scores 2. It's 4-3 as Bakayoko is taking a penalty and he slots it in. Come on, Van der Voort. Do something, man. Do something, Van der Voort! Yes! The moment of truth. Uedraogo, back from an ACL injury, wins it for Leipzig. He's done. What an insane game this has been. Show me the celebrations, man. What the hell? Well, we have some celebrations right here. 2 trophies on top of the bus. Champions League and Bundesliga title holders are Leipzig. And to top things off, of course, Romulo is going to be the one lifting the Ballon d'Or. The next big striker that Leipzig are going to be selling for a lot of money. Potentially, lads. Watch out for this one. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with SESKO. It could be Newcastle. It could be Manchester United. I'm excited to see what happens with Leipzig next season as they are getting quite a bit weaker, losing 2 of their top attacking players. So, yeah, we have to do this rebuild. Even though pretty much everyone in Germany hates Leipzig if they're not necessarily a Leipzig fan. But yeah, let's see what happens. Thank you guys so much for watching. Romulo, congrats on your Ballon d'Or. Leipzig, congrats on your Champions League title.